And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. I am Laura Grimm, and I will be your worship associate this morning. This is so strange. Everybody's over there, or well, not everyone, but most. We really have to scan the audience today. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender, identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other in the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We are an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service, and I would like to call your attention to some of the following. Saturday, January 6th, we are kicking off the new year with a fun activity for all. We will have an indoor picnic and movie night where we will watch Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Keep a lookout for more information via email, and there's a sign-up sheet out in the lobby today. Beginning in January, a grief group will be held the second Wednesday of each month at 4 p.m. If you have lost a spouse, family member, a dear friend, please feel free to join us in the library here at the fellowship. Our first meeting will be on January 10th at 4 p.m. Gail Woosley will be leading this group. Thank you, Gail. That's important work. If you would like to find out more about our activities, feel free to ask Karen Skubik, our member coordinator.
Thank you, Laura. And you're right, it is a little weird looking at everyone this way, but we're also looking at the people up there too, or at least they're looking at us, and we want to welcome them as well. Some people are probably still at home with their pajamas on, maybe watching us. I'm not going to ask if there's any visitors here that would like to introduce themselves because I don't see any. We know all of you. But there might be some folks online who, if you want to come in sometime so we can get to know you better, or reach out to me if you need any more information about anything. So good to have you all here, and Happy New Year almost.
Almost. Now I would ask you to open your minds and silence your cell phones for our time together. If you have found freedom, take it with you into the world. If you have found comfort, go and share it with others. If you have dreamed dreams, help one another that they may come true. If you have known love, give some back to the bruised and hurting world. Go in peace.
I didn't know if it was going to stay lit or not. Good morning to everybody who came in to visit us this morning. We appreciate all you coming out today. We take time out of each service to do a small meditation. So I'm going to ask you to put your feet flat on the floor, put your hands in your laps, take in a big deep breath, and blow it out slowly, and feel your shoulders come down. Take in another deep breath, exhale it slowly, and blow all the troubles that you have right now in your mind, blow them out into the universe. We know this is the time of year that many people need help. Many people are sad over the holidays, and many people have tensions over the holidays. Even having people from out of town that you love in your house can be tension. And now, if you'll close your eyes, we're going to have just a moment of silence and think about all those things that you have blown out into this space. Let you be free of tensions, free of worry for at least this next hour. For those of you who may need help getting rid of those tensions, I'm going to ask, if you so desire, to come over to our other table, take a stone, hold it in your hand, and get rid of all those troubles, and place it in the water. And while we do that, we will sing Spirit of Life. Stories of compassion blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free, Spirit of life, come to me.
Our faith is centered on the belief that we can make this world a better place for all who dwell in it. In order to realize that vision, we need both the motivation and the means. Your donation helps the community put its faith into action by supporting our programming and our facilities. All donations collected today that are not specifically marked otherwise will be split with the Orville Friendship Meals. Orville Friendship Meals is a nonprofit that serves free dinner on the second, third, fourth, and fifth Thursday of the month. Please join me in this unison reading. The words are on the screen. Well, they were on the screen. Okay. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others.
If you've not noticed already, we have an abbreviated service today. And Scott is back here just cheering everything on here. And we're having that abbreviated service so we can kind of kick 22, 23 out the door and bring 2024 in, 24, 20, that's a span. 2024 in, but I wanted for us to pause for just a little bit and take a look back at 2023 and some of the things that have happened, not only in our community, our UU community, but also globally. In 2023, there were 559 mass shootings. 660 people died in those mass shootings, and 2,330 people were injured in those mass shootings. And that's just in the United States alone. It's scary to think how many people have died from gun violence that I don't have the numbers for. I've only got the numbers for the mass shootings. Globally, Ukraine is still at war with Russia. And how those people are surviving, I will never know. There's such a need for those folks in the Ukraine. Then, of course, a new one started with Hamas and Israel. The people of South America and Africa, after years of drought, are still trying to grow enough food to feed themselves. And people in Mexico, Central America, and South America are dealing on a daily basis with drug cartels. So far 2023 doesn't look that good, does it? I'm beginning to understand the folks now on Facebook that are saying, yeah, let's kick this out the door and do better in 2024. But There are some good things that happened in 2023 also. 13.9 million jobs were created. And that's numbers up to through the 30th of November. And that eclipses the year pre-pandemic, where we only created 5 million jobs. Supply chain issues, according to President Biden, have been resolved. So it would be very nice if we could see the price of things come down, but I don't think that's going to happen. Do you? No. And people are back to work. Actually, businesses are having problems finding people to hire. And many of those that were off for the pandemic came back to jobs that were actually better than what they had had before. COVID is something we have just learned to live with. We don't have a choice. It's always going to be with us. We are never going to go back to where we were in 2019. But the good side of that is, as soon as a new strain comes out, scientists can very quickly design and utilize immunizations, and we're all fairly safe if we can keep up with our boosters. And in local Ohio news, House Bill 68, which cleared the House and Senate earlier this month, would have prevented doctors from prescribing hormones, puberty blockers, or gender reassignment surgery before the age of 18. It would also have prohibited transgender girls and women from playing on female sports teams in high school and college. Governor DeWine vetoed that bill on Friday. Ohio voters also voted against a ban on abortion, and they voted for the use of marijuana. So I actually am seeing some hope for this state. Well, maybe hope isn't the right word. I'm cautiously optimistic, which I think would be a better way to put it. So now let's look at us. Let's look at the UUFWC. What did we do in 2023? And after I'm finished going through this, if there's something that I failed to mention, throw your hand up and tell me what I've missed, please. So January, we put the new budget together. Stewardship campaign was kicked off in February. We had a successful campaign so we could pay all the bills that we have to pay to keep the lights on and the heat on and pay our staff. Excuse me. And the campaign did fund things that were needed, but it did not fund some of the extra things that we wanted to do for programming or for other committee chairs or other committees that have things that they would like to do on top of what they're already doing. Our landscaping crew did a beautiful job of putting their plantings around the building this last spring, and it looks nice, very, very nice. So great job to the landscaping crew. We lost Sue Candle because she had other directions she wanted to go with her life. And so after a search, we hired Vicki McKenna. Thank you, Vicki. It's good of you to be here. Our July 4th picnic was a success again. We had a lot of people show up, and a lot of folks came early so they could play games. And one thing that stands out in my mind from that evening was, first, I always smell like a big cheeseburger by the time I'm done. But secondly, Preston Beery learned to play cornhole. And watching this kid play cornhole, it was heartwarming. It really was. He had such a good time and learned new things. Our garage sale went very well, and it's been changed up as far as how we do it, and it made it much easier for the people who were working the garage sale. Lake Day happened in August. We all had fun up there. After a brief service in the morning, we had food off the grill that was yummy, and we played in the water, and we did all kinds of things. There was a serious volleyball game going on, too. Yeah, serious. Membership hosted another bowling night in October. And it's always fun to watch the little kids that have to take the 5-pound ball and they try to roll it down. And I remember watching Juliet. She rolled the ball down and she's watching it and then knocked down one pin. And she celebrated like no kid has ever celebrated in her life for knocking down one pin. Oh, if we could just all be that happy about the small things, it would be a wonderful thing. And after a 4-year hiatus, we brought back our Madrigal Feast. We had to build new sets because the mice and the ants took up residence in our old sets. Built new sets. Tom Gross added new circuits in the kitchen and in the entry area, the foyer, and we didn't blow a single fuse. And thank you, Tom, very much for putting this stuff in because it just makes life so much easier. We had griddles going this morning for pancakes, didn't blow any breakers. Thank you, Tom. He's not here today, but thank you, Tom. Not all this year has been joyful, though. We've lost a few members due to relocation. They have moved to another part of the country. And there are those that we lost that had passed away. And we grieve that we have lost those folks that have passed away this year. And the grieving process takes a while. Some of us can get through it faster than others. And some folks need help with it and just need to talk it out. And that's one reason why we restarted the grief group again. So actually, things were pretty good for us in 2023. Pat?
Pat was basically talking about the EDGE group, and EDGE stands for Elderhood Discussion Group Experience. I think Janice might have had her hand up. Oh, you were waving back. Okay, I also wanted to add, you mentioned a couple things that the membership committee sponsored, and we also had returned the wine, cheese, and conversation. What? I'm not sure that mic's on. Is it on, Chris? Are we on? Are we
Yeah.
on? Okay. All right. So once again, Pat started up the EDGE group, well attended, and membership committee also had the wine, cheese, and conversation return for the first time since COVID, and we are going to do it again this February. I think we're returning to calling it meet and greet, though, so if you see signage for meet and greet, that'll be coming up. And we also had a campfire outside that the membership committee sponsored. Anybody else? Dance party. Was that this year or was that last? Okay, I've lost. I think you're right. Oh, no, it was December. It was December last year. Yeah, early December. But we had 165 people in here, a lot of people from outside the congregation. Anybody else need back here? Okay.
We continue to show our support for the LGBTQ community with the display of the pride flags, both out on the front and inside the building.
Yes. Wonderful. Thanks for reminding me of that, Steve.
We had OWL last year, and we had a huge OWL class, and we have seen our youth come back and resurge after COVID when so many other congregations have been struggling to bring youth back in. So we've had a really great year for our RE department.
And big shout out to Jenny Papp, who's not here today, for all the work she did for that. Carol's reminding us about Cookie Walk. Did you already say Cookie Walk? Or, but yeah, the Cookie Walk was a big success, and the fundraising group began, and they'll be doing other events as well. Carol, you want to tell us anything?
January, February, and March. James and I are making soup on Sundays.
Okay, be ready for soup on Sundays. Anybody else? Well, I'm sorry, I kind of go over the microphone here. Jay? No, you're... Okay, April, May, June. I think they have chili for the fundraising. Anybody else?
Laura does.
The humanist group is active every other Sunday. And let's hear it for the vegan potluck.
Vegan potluck, yes, that's right. Thank you, Karen, for starting that up. The other Karen, Mary, has something too. Okay.
Cocoa House was a great success this year.
Nice Nice to have Cocoa House happening again, yeah. We rented out the space, and that was some income also as well, Scott's saying. Anybody else? I'm sure there's more, but that's a lot. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for sharing.
Yes, thank you for bringing those things to mind that I couldn't think of when I was writing my sermon. But I always love audience participation. There's nothing better as far as I'm concerned. So the bottom line is, it is about 10:25. Anything you wanted to get done in 2023, you have about 13 and a half hours to get it done. So if you need to leave now, I would understand fully. New Year's resolutions. They just set you up to fail, don't they? You know, you make resolutions, and if you don't tell anybody and you don't do them, then only you feel guilty. No one else can make you feel guilty. But if you do let your resolutions out and you shout it from the mountaintops, yeah, I did this, and they'll say, what took you so long? So you're still, either way, I've never been one for resolutions. If you decide to do anything in the new year, let's just try to be nice to everybody. Let's show our compassion and show our inclusion, not only within this building, but externally. Anytime that we go to groups that meet outside of this building, we need to be aware that we represent the UUs when we're out in the community. And we need to be cautious about how we project ourselves, because they're going to think that everyone in the UU is just like that, and they may not like it if you expound too much. So please be aware. Sometimes you want to say things that you just know you shouldn't, and just stop it. So that's my New Year's resolution, is to just try to be nice to everybody. So let's just forego the resolutions and be the best people that we can be. May we hope that people come together in peace and harmony and are compassionate to those less fortunate that we are in 2024. Blessed be. And now, if you would like to rise, our hymn for the day is This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Our benediction is adapted from the Gaelic runes. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. And deep peace of the infinite to you. May it be. children to please go through the line first and let's eat pancakes. Okay?